Aloha kako. We are reconvening the conference committee meeting here on Friday, April 25th in conference room 225, reconvening a 4 p.m. hearing notice. We have one item on our agenda, HB 496 HD2 SD1 relating to Mamaki Tea. For the House conferees, we have Representatives Kahaloa Mataishi Kush as co-chairs and Matsumoto as manager.
On the Senate side, myself as chair, Gabbard, Kanuha, Richards, and Favela.
Thank you, Chair. We did receive fin release on this measure. Any news on your side?
Yep, we did too.
Thank you. I'll do a little more description on the bill. For the proposed CD draft 1 that was agreed upon by the committee chairs, this bill is relating to Mamaki Tea, prohibits the use of certain words and misleading Hawaiian imagery, place names, and motifs on the label of a consumer package that contains or includes tea or dried leaves from the plant Pipturus albidus, unless 100% of the tea or dried leaves were cultivated, harvested, and dried in the state, appropriates funds for a measurement standard inspector position for the Hawaii Department of Agriculture. So for the release that we've got from the Finance Committee, there's one FTE, 65,000 for FY26 and 65,000 for FY27. Chair, everything looking okay for you?
Great.
Would you like to vote?
Yes.
Okay, members, we will be voting on this measure HB 496 HD2 SD1. The recommendation of the House and Senate managers is to pass with amendments with our CD1. And for the House, myself as co-chair, co-chair Matayoshi, excused, co-chair Kush.
Aye.
And manager Matsumoto.
Aye.
May I take the vote from the Senate?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Chair DeCoit,
Aye.
Co-chair Gabbard,
Aye.
Co-chair Kanuha,
Aye.
Co-chair Keoho Kalole, excused, and manager Favela, excused. Chair, we have a bill.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you both senators and representatives. And we are now adjourned.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, reconvening our joint Senate and House Conference Committee hearing for Friday, April 25th. We are on our 4:30 agenda in room 225. We are still waiting on fin and WAM release for essentially everything on this agenda. So we will recess. We have the room until 5:10. Our tentative plan is to bring it back at around 5 o'clock, recess. Reconvening on our recess agenda for Friday, April 25th, we are still on our 4:30 agenda in room 225. And we're on the agenda starting with HB 1298 HD3 SD1. We're going to move every bill on this agenda to 5 o'clock, to reconvene at 5 o'clock in this room, and then we will add two other agendas to the same one. So I'm going to read through all these bills if you could have patience with me. HB 1298 HD3 SD1, we will be reconvening at 5 o'clock in this room, and we'll be adding to that same agenda HB 422 HD1 SD2, SB 662 SD1 HD3, HB 1409 HD1 SD1, SB 26 SD2 HD2, HB 740 HD2 SD2, HB 432 HD1 SD2, SB 1229 SD2 HD1, SB 944 SD2 HD1. So again, reconvening in all these at 5 o'clock in this same room, which is room 225. And then we are going to be adding 2 more bills to that same agenda. So they're all on the same agenda, which will be HB 830 HD2 SD2, which was on our overlapping 430 agenda here. Again, that'll be in this room 225. And then HB 286 HD2 SD1, again, for that same 5 o'clock agenda in room 225.
So, okay,
And just to clarify, HB 422 has already been delayed.
Thank you.
So that
Okay.
will not be reconvening at 5.
okay, just to reconfirm, 8:30 HB
Yes,
is
that'll
also
be
at
on the same agenda.
5 o'clock
Yeah,
and same room,
yes.
all right,
Okay, sorry about the mistake. So striking HB 422, HD1, SD2 from there. The rest are good to go.
okay.
Are we good, senators? Okay.
Thank you.
Seeing no further business, this hearing is adjourned until 5. Reconvening our joint House and Senate Conference Committee hearing for our 4:30 PM agenda. We're in conference room 225. We are going to reconvene this entire agenda in room 016 at 5:15. I'm just going to run through every bill, which we'll be reconvening on. HB 1298 HD3 SD1, SB 662 SD1 HD3, HB 1409 HD1 SD1, SB 26, SD2, HD2, HB 740, HD2, SD2, HB 432, HD1, SD2, SB 1229, SD2, HD1, SB 944, SD2, HD1, HB 830, HD2, SD2, and HB 286, HD2, SD1. Again, reconvening every one of those listed bills in conference room 016 at 5:15 in 1 minute. Seeing no further business, this hearing, you're good? This hearing is now adjourned.
Convening the 5:15 PM agenda here in conference room 225 in the Hawai'i State Capitol for continued discussion and decision-making on the measures that we rolled over from the previous agenda. At this time, I'd like to call a brief recess. Thank you for the brief recess, Senator. If you would mind, I'd like to take a measure out of order for the adoption of a CD1 HB 862. On behalf of the House, I have myself, Co-Chair Morikawa, Member Muraoka.
Thank you for the Senate, our folks, Kidani.
Perfect. Senator, with an agreed upon CD1 for HB 862, I'd like to adopt the following. 862 addresses a shortage of school bus drivers and student transportation challenges statewide. This authorizes the use of motor coaches, small buses, vans for school transportation. If certain conditions are met, this allows the DOT to grant exemptions when school vehicles are unavailable. Economic factors make it impractical. Applies to the DOE, the State Public Charter School Commission, and registered independent schools. It still requires that drivers must meet school driver qualifications. An adult staff chaperone must escort students when non-traditional vehicles are used. Written waivers of liability must be obtained by parents or guardians. Students may be transported to and from schools and designated drop-off locations and pickups. Updates align licensing, reporting, and safety standards for expanded transportation options, and this fact shall take effect upon approval. With that, I'd like to adopt a CD1. Chair Kila votes aye. Member Co-Chair Morikawa.
Aye.
Member Muraoka. May you please vote for the Senate.
Yes.
Chair Lee.
Aye.
Senator Kidani.
Aye.
Senator Kanuha is excused. We have a bill HB 862 CD1 recess. Reconvening our agenda for decision-making, HB 667, HD1, SD1. I'd like to adopt a CD1, retitled as a God, I can't read. The Meal Microchip Identification Act requires DOT to scan deceased cats, dogs, and public roadways for microchip-supported information, notify animal services within 48 hours, to make reasonable efforts to contact owners.
We don't have quorum.
You don't have it either.
I thought that's what I came down here for. Okay, let's take a recess. Okay, sorry for the brief recess. HB 667, CD1, adopt a CD1 or titles. HB 667, Mila Microchip Identification Act requires DOT to scan deceased dogs on state roadways. Microchips records microchip data. Notify the county animal service contractor, animal control agency within 48 hours, and when feasible, make efforts to contact registered owner. Each county scans deceased cat or dog on county roadway, record microchip number, notify appropriate county, require contractor to make effort. Authorize DOT and counties to coordinate, share microchip scanners. Add specific chapter 264, 265A Hawaii Revised statutes shall take effect upon approval. We have FIN release, NWVA WAM release. Could I take a vote? Okay. HB 667, adopting CD1, chair votes aye. Member Grandinetti?
Aye.
Member La Chica?
Aye.
Member Miyake is excused. Member Purick is excused. I take the vote on behalf of the Senate.
Sure.
Senator Lee.
Aye.
Senator Alfonte.
Aye.
Senator Inouye is excused. Senator DeCourt.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Senator, we can go to the top of the agenda with SB 1526.
Yeah. Do you also have, just so I can start calling people, do you have either 1120?
I do not have 1120.
You do?
No,
Oh, do you have 958?
not right now.
Okay. All right, back to 1526.
Okay, SB 1526. Senate bill.
Yeah. I'll get to court. Yeah, we got members. You guys seem to have members as well.
Yes.
I believe we agree on a CD,
Yep.
which is just a date.
Yes, as circulated to members.
Okay, so voting on that, the conference draft, I'll vote aye. Co-Chair Hashimoto is excused. Oh, Kanuha?
Aye.
Moriwaki? And DeCourt?
Aye.
I'm taking vote for the House.
Yes.
Chair?
Aye.
Co-Chair Grandinetti?
Aye.
Rep. Lachika?
Aye.
And Mura Oka?
Aye. Chairman
Okay.
Bootsers? Sure. Which one back?
Bang, bang.
Hi, this is, we're in room 225. This is the 5:46 PM agenda. We are on Senate Bill 732, SD2, HD2 relating to the film industry. On the Senate side, we have myself as chair, Wakai co-chair, Kim and DeCourt as members.
And on the House side, we have myself as chair, Yamashita as co-chair, and manager Matsumoto.
Okay, so, film tax credit, sorry. So this bill has been very important to the film industry since we're looking at raising the cap on allowable tax credits per year from 50 million to 60 million. As we realize that film industry and the jobs that has been created in this local economy here is not just provided for the people and the employees that work here. They've also marketed Hawaii as Hawaii being our culture, the places that we live, and allow our kids and our families to grow up and be raised in this area. It is unfortunate that we do not have an agreement as we've been back and forth working on the different CDs and the changes that we have made. I have tried my best along with some of my colleagues, and at the end of the day, it was the tax credits that was not liked, and the change out of many changes that we've been working on and provisions that came up and we removed that the House did not like. And it is unfortunate, and I am very saddened that this is where we're at today with this bill. For that reason, there has been no agreement on behalf of the House side, so that this bill has been deferred.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just want to say thank you for your hard work on this and not giving up on it, and it's sad to see that it's going to die. So,
Thank you. Anybody else has any other questions?
Madam Chair, I just wanted to thank you for the time that you had spent. I know there are many of our local residents who rely on the tax industry to feed their families, to pay their bills in the economic time that we're in. It's a shame that this bill has not only turned into just a matter of Manini details, but also it has become political. And so I'm saddened for our local families that rely on this income. I do believe that the political side of this, that we'll be able to get to the root of where everything is at. And I just want to continue to encourage our local workers, our union workers, and those that support this bill to keep going. The ones that are not supporting this bill and that are making it hard, it's only right that we be accountable to the public for the decisions that we make. And when the public, does have questions, I really hope that the people that were responsible for making this bill difficult, that they will speak up and be responsible for those decisions, to be held accountable, and to make sure that we answer to the public at the end of the day. So, mahalo, Chair.
And of course, I'd like to pay the deepest respect to the WAM Chair, as well as the Senate President, who has been super, super supportive of that. With that being said, this bill has been deferred and this meeting is adjourned.
We are reconvening for agenda 5:56 p.m. And at the top of the agenda, we have HB 437. The conferees are myself as chair, Hasia as co-chair, and manager Matsumoto.
On the Senate side, myself as Chair, Chair Lee, Senator Kim, and Senator Lee, as well as for co-chairs and Favela as member.
Chair, we have an agreement, and we also have 50,000 for the appropriations.
So Chair, apparently we do not have an agreement on this bill. I'd like to say that I believe in the office that would be put in the Philippines under DBED, but at this time, we have no agreement on this bill, and we choose to defer this bill. Thank you, Chair.
Would you be open to roll it over, Chair? To 6?
Excuse me?
Would you be open to roll it over?
No.
Okay. All right. And so what are we gonna do with our next bill?
I think you have broadband and you have,
Let's move on
Relating to
to
trade.
HB 934. We have myself as chair, Yamashita as co-chair, and manager Matsumoto.
on behalf of the Senate, we have myself as Chair, Wakai as co-chair, Kim, and Awa.
Seems like when we think we have an agreement, do we have an agreement on this, Chair?
I think we do have an agreement on this one, Chair.
All right. So the appropriations that we have For HB 0934, we have 200,000 for A funds for fiscal year '26, 200,000 for B funds, 800,000 for B funds as well for fiscal year '26, and 6 positions. We have a release for Fin and WAM. We're good?
We're good.
Okay,
I don't have quorum.
no quorum. Let's move on to our next bill and we'll wait. We have HB 1391. We have myself as chair, Holt as co-chair, and Hussey, Quinlan, and Matsumoto.
On behalf of the Senate, myself as chair, Lee and Kim as co-chairs.
Do we have an agreement here, Chair?
I believe we do.
Okay. And we have Win Fam release, but we don't have, do we have, nope, we don't have quorum. So let's take a brief
Short
recess. Recess. We are back from recess and we are reconvening on HB 1391. Chair, we have agreement and we have quorum and we have releases. So we ready to vote? I got a pen. We're gonna pass this with amendments. Chair votes aye. Holt, co-chair Holt. Manager Hussey.
Aye.
Manager Quinlan is excused. Manager Matsumoto. Chair may call on senators. Chair Decoit.
Aye.
Co-chair Lee.
Aye.
And co-chair Kim is excused. Chair, we have a bill.
Chris.
Just need one more.
Where's Chris? Where's my leading name?
All right. We need Glenn. Yeah. At this time, I'm gonna take a brief recess.
Everybody's here. All right, reconvening our conference agenda. We're gonna skip to SB 1009 relating to parking. That's me, Henry,
Wait, where's my note?
Samantha.
Thank
and
you.
Carl.
Oh, sorry, Senator. On behalf of the House, I have myself, Co-Chair Tarnas, Co-Chair Grandinetti, Member Moroka.
Thank you. I believe we have agreement on this. May I take the vote?
Yes.
A conference draft, I'll vote aye. Co-Chair Rhodes? Aye. Co-Chair Aquino? Aye. Member DeCourt?
Aye.
And for the House, Chair Kila?
Aye.
Co-Chair Tarnas?
Aye.
Co-Chair Grandinetti?
Aye.
And Rep. Moroka excused.
Thank you, Senator. For next bill, HB 958, HC2 SD2 relating to transportation. On behalf of the House is myself, Co-Chair Tarnas, Co-Chair Grandinetti, Member Lamasama, Moroka.
You just read the Senate one.
On behalf of the Senate, yourself, Co-Chair Keokolole, Co-Chair Rhodes, Member DeCourt. Senator, the agreed upon CD1, I'd like to adopt a CD1 that establishes safe riding behavior for electric bicycles banning exhibition, non-standard, safe riding, other reckless maneuvers, prohibits the operation of high-speed electric devices as defined as motor devices exceeding 750 watts or 28 miles per hour on public roadways, bike lanes, sidewalks, similar facilities, implements comprehensive labeling, consumer disclosure requirements for electric bicycles. Manufacturers and distributors must permanently affix the label, classification 1, 2, 3, top speed, motor wattage. Retailers must post signage at the point of sale describing what is regulated. Retailers must verbally and written disclosure whether bicycle is legal for road use, sidewalk, or bike lane use. Requires pamphlets summarizing applicable, allows for administrative enforcement, fines up to 500, prohibits mopeds, electric motorcycles using bike lanes, bike paths. Updates statutory language, introducing 1, 2, 3 definitions. Defines electric mobility devices, defines high-speed electric devices separate from mopeds and motorcycles, requires e-bikes to be, electric bicycles registered with a one-time $30 fee, penalties for non-registration, establishes age and riding requirements. Riders under 18 must wear helmets for all bicycles, electric scooters, micromobility. No one under 60 may operate a class 3 electric bicycle. Under 14 may operate class 2 electric bicycle with direct supervision as defined. Sidewalk use is clarified of what they can and cannot do. Class 1, 2 bicycles may operate on sidewalks with speeds of 10 miles per hour or less, except in business districts where defined. Class 3 e-bikes are prohibited from sidewalks, strengthens regulation on foot scooters, micromobility devices, aligns operational use for helmet speed and storage, repeals outdated law and replaces with everything we adopt in this bill, modernizes statutory language where applicable by references to motor scooters and motor-driven cycles across all the transportation insurance regulatory statutes, includes a severability clause to protect the section of the act if invalidated, effective on approval, labeling and disclosure, consumer requirements take effect December 31st, 2025. On behalf of the House, I'd like to adopt the CD1 as amended and proposed. Chair Kila votes aye. Member Chair Co-Chair Tarnas. Aye. Co-Chair Grandinetti. Aye. Member Lamasal is excused. Member Moroka. On behalf of the Senate, Senator Lee. Aye. Senator Teokolole is excused. Senator Rhodes. Aye. Senator Court. Aye. Thank you. Let's take a brief recess.
All right, IT. We are coming up from recess. Hold on, Kyle. We're coming from recess and we are reconvening. We are reconvening on HB 934, and this is relating broadband and digital equity office. We have agreed upon CD1 and we got Finn and WAM release. Chair, is it, before we go on to that, we have myself as chair, Yamashita as co-chair, and manager Matsumoto.
Senate side, myself, the chair, Hawai'i, co-chair Kim, and Owa.
Chair, do you mind if we start the vote?
Sure.
We're gonna pass this out with recommendations. Chair votes aye. Co-chair Yamashita. Manager Matsumoto. Chair, may I take the vote for the Senate? Chair Decoy votes
Aye.
Co-chair Wakai.
Yes.
Manager Kim is excused. And Manager Awa. Chair, we have a bill. All right, this meeting is now adjourned.
Reconvening the measures for the decision making on HB 960 HD1 SD1 on behalf of the House is myself, Co-Chair Grandinetti, Member Evelyn Garrett Moroka. On behalf of the Senate, Chair Lee, Member Co-Chair Aquino, Co-Chair Kanuha, Member DeCourt. Senator, I'd like to adopt for HB 960 CD1, raising the single contract threshold for DOT harbor capital advancement projects from 2 million to 5 million, requires legislative approval by concurrent resolution for contracts above 5, increase the total annual cap on capital advancement contracts from 5 million to 30 million per fiscal year, requires DOT to submit.
Yep, sounds good. Take the vote right now.
Okay, I'd like to vote on the proposed CD1. Co-Chair Chair Kita votes aye. Member Co-Chair Grandinetti. Aye. Member Evelyn is excused. Oh, hi. Member Garrett, excused. Member Moroka. Senator Lee. Aye. Senator Aquino. Aye. Senator Kanuha. Aye. Senator Court. Aye. Okay, adopted. Senator, we have any other measures you'd like to consider?
Oh, sure. How much time we got? Thank you, voting. I don't know if there's anything else that we have release on, do we?
I do not have release on SB 1120.
What about,
Do you have HB 697 for release?
appropriations? Sorry, hold on. Oh, yeah. No. That's. Yeah. Oh, sorry, you guys.
I just wanna, if we're not recess.
Yeah.
Convening back the transportation and TCA agenda for the adoption of HB 697 CD1 as concurred by myself and the chair for Senate Transportation, clarifying and updates the automated speech enforcement program as definition for reviewing entity to include Department of Law Enforcement, Department of Transportation, County Police Departments, and contracted service providers acting under supervision, updates verification procedures to allow reviewing entity to review, updates, verify automated speed enforcement images before issuing citations. This raises the minimum threshold for enforcement citations from 5 miles per hour to 7 over the posted speed limit. Prior citations to be met within 10 calendar days of violation. Allowances of deadlines fall on weekends, holidays. Appropriates $2 million from State Highway Fund for fiscal year 25-26 to support the establishment. Implementation program actual take effect July 1st, 2025. Chair Kilo votes aye. Co-Chair Tarnas. Aye. Co-Chair Grandinetti. Aye. Member Pierre is aye. Thank you. Senator Lee.
Aye.
Senator Wakai. Yes. Senator Rhodes. Aye. Senator DeQuay. Aye. Oh, Senator DeQuay is excused. Thank you, Senator.
Go up and then.
Recess.
Good evening and welcome to the conference committee for Senate Bill 26 relating to affordable housing. Senate conferees are myself as chair, co-chairs Senators Noe and Lee, and conferee Senator Favela.
And on behalf of the House, we have myself and Representatives Hashim and Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Lachika and Muraoka as managers.
Okay, so we have agreement on a CD1. We also have land release. This establishes the Affordable Housing Land Inventory Task Force to conduct a study. The task force will be placed into HHFDC. There will be a July 1st, 2025 effective date, and there will be an appropriation of $250,000 out of the dwelling unit revolving fund.
Sounds
If that's
good.
agreeable to you, we'll take the vote.
We have
Recommendation of the House and Senate managers is to pass with amendments. Chair Chang, aye. Co-Chair Inoue is excused. Co-Chair Lee.
Aye.
And Senator Favela.
Aye.
Okay, may I take the vote on behalf of the House?
Yes, please.
Co-Chair Epson.
Aye.
Co-Chair Hashim. Aye. Co-Chair Miyake.
Aye.
Member Lachika.
Aye.
And Member Muraoka. Aye. Okay, thank you. Motion is adopted. We have a bill. All right, our next measure today is Senate Bill 1229 relating to the dwelling unit revolving fund. Conferees from the Senate are myself as chair, co-chair Senator Lee, and managers Senators Kanuha and Favela.
On behalf of the House, we have myself and Representative Miyake as co-chairs and Representative Pierick as manager.
Okay, So I believe we have agreement on a CD1 and WAM release.
We do, and we have
This extends
this.
the dwelling unit revolving fund equity pilot program. It takes effect upon approval. It adds that unsold units may be offered to all qualified residents after having been offered to workers and professions facing labor shortages for 30 days. It clarifies that the buyer will pay HHFDC's equity amount and applicable equity appreciation if the buyer sells within 30 years. And clarifies that a qualified resident has the same meaning as defined in section 201H-32. So
That sounds good.
if we're ready to take the vote, the recommendation of the House and Senate managers is to pass with amendments. Chair Chang, aye. Co-Chair Lee?
Aye.
Manager Kanuha is excused. Manager Favela?
Aye.
And may I take the vote on behalf of the House?
Yes, please.
Co-Chair Efslin?
Aye.
Co-Chair Miyake?
Aye.
And Manager Burek?
Aye.
Okay, motion is adopted. Motion passes. We have a bill.
Thank you, sir.
And that brings us to the end of this agenda. We are deferring all the other measures indefinitely.